Sup traders, y'all might not like to hear it or love to hear it, but it seems possible that the stock market and maybe crypto is topped also. So I'm going to go into a little chart analysis and also a little bit explanation of my system that's telling me to get out of the market. So let's go take a look. But as you guys know, I'm mostly just right now exclusively trading Forex, so I don't need to care so much about market cycles. I can trade the monthly variation in the foreign exchange market. So let's start by looking at US 500, but we're going to look at a handful of risk assets. So um, let's look at the S&P 500. S&P 500. Here it is. S&P 500. Okay, we'll look at a CFD. So there's a couple things to notice. First is we've had a really strong rally dating back to October, almost a 30% move, dating to about start of November. So it's gone about December, January, February, March, about 4 months, 120 days, 30%. And these things cannot necessarily go forever. Doesn't mean that they can't, but one of the first things that I'm noticing is breaking of trend lines. Check them. Okay, we broke a trend line. Not only did we break a trend line, but this day, on Thursday, April 24th, was the largest down day in over a year. So this day, on some of the stock markets, it was a huge red day. So that's something important I'm paying attention to. We're still above major EMAs, but of course, we never top below the EMA, right? Tops come above the EMAs. So we're going to look at other assets, but one of the indicators that is important to me for my own system is going to turn on the weekly lows. So on the way up, we're looking any kind of dip to a weekly low is a potential buy, right? So an example would be right here. We dipped to this weekly low, it was a buy. There's another example, we dipped to this weekly low, it was a buy. And then we dipped to this weekly low in the trend line and we failed. Okay, why did we fail? So in my own system, the moment that setup stops working, I'm expecting lower. I don't know if we just take out this monthly low or we come all the way back to 5,000 or we take out this low, but um, yeah, I think it's significant. Same thing for US 100. Let's look at the NASDAQ and let's look at a couple other indices. This one seems to have broken a trend line. Started breaking them earlier. Obviously, it's rounding. And same thing, every time we take out a weekly low, it's been a dip buying opportunity. This one it went a little bit lower, but here, it's worked consecutively so many times, and then it just failed for the first time right here. Okay, so that's telling me maybe the long setups aren't working anymore. Also, breakouts, right? We had breakouts working. This breakout worked. This breakout worked okay. These ones didn't work great, but then we had a breakout that worked here. And then the breakouts failed. We haven't been making forward progress. US 30 is even more rounded. This one was the leader for a while. Same thing. The breakouts were working and the weekly dips were working. Now all of a sudden, we have a weekly dip that it may still work, but it came back to the entry point. So that would have me leaving it alone. We're gonna look at Japanese market. Same concept. It hasn't failed yet, but we do have trend line breaks. US 2000 looks pretty good. EU50 has just been absolute up machine, but after yeah, kind of failing on a weekly dip for the first time. Now, all these things are just warning signs to me of, okay, maybe the environment's changed. It's not really normal. You could have a trading system around what's happened the past 4 months. What's happened the past 4 months isn't really normal for the stock market. It happens sometimes, but there's also times where it chops sideways for months. There's also times where it chops sideways and down for months to years. There's also times where it does go higher, but it goes in a very gradual fashion with lots of pullbacks. There's really strong dips. There's sideways for years, and we've just seen sharp up every day higher than the last almost. So that's been really nice for some strategies, but I don't think it's normal at all. Now let's look at crypto, which is kind of basing here, and it seems like it looked like it was coming for the all-time high, but it's rejected pretty hard. And it's not just been Bitcoin, it's been ETH had this big green day and then gave almost all of it back, which is, it could just be cooling off and going sideways. But something to think about, and something that I've been thinking about is, let's look at this move. This move, it's been very strong, it's been very powerful, right? Well, things could go much higher. Things could go much higher. But there's just so much retail euphoria. There's so much retail enthusiasm of people coming in and um, making millions of dollars or whatever. So um, just the my shoe shine boy indicator, my taxi cab indicator is going off a little bit. Now I'm not saying we cannot go higher, but it's a pretty insane move, and the delusion that I'm seeing on Twitter as well is like reminds me of the 2021 top, where people are just saying like up only, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. That's something I'm hearing that people were saying once in a lifetime. People were saying once in a humanity opportunity. What are you talking about? It's happened every 4 years. We've had an opportunity like this. And so, I'm not too sure what y'all are talking about. Once in a humanity opportunity. Um, yeah, I'm seeing like, here's another top signal that I like, where we have stable coins doing 67% yield. Like this reminds me of Terra Luna, right? This isn't sustainable. Doesn't need to be sustainable, but in order for price to keep going, who's entering this market? So let's look at total three. Total crypto hasn't failed a weekly buy yet. But if we start to, we take this, we take this. Now I'm no longer in the market. I would buy a monthly low, but that's a long way. Or if this low from March, maybe that's, yeah. I need to buy a low of the month. So I'm looking down here. and all the way down here, this wick down here, as a potential buy. So yeah, it looks a little bit sketchy to me. Probably gonna be out of the market, and just looking at some Forex system. So if you're interested in the Forex system, I got a link down below to give you more information. Much love, peace, talk to you soon.